guys, and welcome back to another TeckWrap tutorial. In this video, we are going to be using TeckWrap's glow in the dark puff vinyl on this cute little jumper here. We're not going to need a lot of materials. We're just going to need your vinyl, a weeding tool, your heat press of course, a lint roller, the object that you're going to press on, and something to measure with, because we want to measure our design so that it fits properly on our shirt or jumper. So first things first is I'm going to take my measurements, and I want my design to be around, I think, 6 inches in width. Now the length just depends on the proportion of my design. So what I'm worried about here is my width. I think I might also go for a 5.5. Yes, I think I'm gonna have it a 5.5. The colors are very bold and I don't want it to be in your face. So I think 5.5 inches for this jumper is perfect. Okay, so let's go and create our designs. All right, so this is the design that I'm going to be using. I found this saying online, but I created it with the font that I like on my own on Cricut Design Space. And I use the warp feature, and I'll show you right now how we can use that feature. Let's just make another example. So let's just click on text and type, let's say, my name is Noura. Okay, let me grab that and put it here, and choose the font that you want. Click on font name over here and just choose any font that you like. For puff vinyl, I advise you to use something thick, something that has a lot of surface area to it, so that you can actually see the effect of the puff vinyl. So if you choose any font that has thin lines, you're not going to benefit from the puff vinyl much. So let me just choose this font over here. Once you choose the font that you want, you're going to click on the item that you want to warp, and you can see it right here. So we're going to click on that, and you get these options here of how the warp is going to look like. So let's just choose different ones and see how they look like. So this is the one that I used, and you can adjust the amount of warp in the sentence or in the design that you have, just like that. Okay, so now let's just delete this. Let's check if we have the right size, and this one is larger than the size that I wanted. So I want a 5.5, so we're going to go to edit, and we're going to change the width over here to 5.5. Okay, and this happens to be a 7-inch in height. All right, so I want my design to be 4 different colors. So I'm gonna have the first 2 lines in a color, this one in a color, this one in a color, and this one in a color. Okay, now let's just click on our design, and because each part is going to be cut from a different vinyl, and as you can see, they are not straight cuts, so I'm gonna need to separate them from each other so that I can lay out my vinyl in a proper way, and I'll explain what I mean in just a minute. So I'm just going to move them from each other like this. Okay, once I've separated them all, I just want to click on attach. Now I know where each of my colors is going to be. Okay, so here's a tip that would save you a lot of time. Instead of loading and unloading your mat 4 times for 4 different colors, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, because I'm using the same type of material, I'm going to be placing everything in one mat. The 4 colors are going to be in one mat. And how I place them is I would check where each of these marks are. So let's say the first sentence will finish at the 3 inches mark. So I'm going to put my first color up to the 3 inches mark. The second one, I'm going to start it a bit below that, and I will just make sure that it goes way below the 5.5 mark, and so on. I'll show you once we put our vinyl on the mat. Okay, so let's click on next. All right, and I'm choosing my maker. All right, now the settings that TeckWrap are suggesting for the puff or the glow puff vinyl. Now I have the maker and a maker 3, but I'm going to be using my maker. So the cut setting that we're going to use is this, which is the holographic vinyl. Pressure is 180 to 185. And once we press it, we're going to press it at 310 Fahrenheit for 15 seconds. Now, with new materials, I always advise you to make a test cut so that you don't lose any material. Okay, so let's cut our design. So here's a tip I want to share with you guys. Now, if you have a lot of TeckWrap vinyls and HTVs, and sometimes once you remove the wrapper, you will not be able to distinguish which is which. So what I do is I take the sticker, which has the name of the vinyl, and I stick it on the inside of the roll just like this. Now you're gonna wanna put your vinyl exactly on the spots where you have put your design in design space. So you need to measure that and accordingly place your different colors of vinyl. Now, because we cannot overlap the carrier sheet on top of the HTV like this, so we're going to have to cut a little bit closer. So we're going to cut with the wavy lines so that we can layer them properly. So I'm just going to go with the wavy line like this. Okay, then we prep our shirt. So we are going to remove any lint, and now we'll go to the heat press and layer our design. And I'm just going to give it a quick press just to remove any moisture from the shirt. And once I've layered everything, I'm just going to place a Teflon sheet just to protect my shirt because it's white and I don't want it to kind of scorch. And we're going to be pressing at 310 Fahrenheit for 15 seconds. And look at this perfection. This looks gorgeous. Can you guys see the puff and the dimension on this vinyl? And I'm going to show you in a bit how it looks like in the dark. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and I'll see you in the next one.